Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice.
What Steve Jobs didn't say, because he couldn't, is that most people will hear that message and do absolutely nothing with it. They'll nod. They'll agree. They'll tell themselves they're different. And then they'll go right back to living inside reality that was designed, curated, and installed by someone else. Behavioral psychologists have a term for this: cognitive parasitism. You're not living your life. You're running someone else's operating system. And here's what makes it dangerous. You can't detect it from the inside. Let me show you what I mean. Right now, without thinking, ask yourself these 3 questions. What does success look like? What should a good life contain? What are you supposed to want? If your answers sound like they came from an Instagram or your parents' dinner table conversation, you just proved the point. Those aren't your answers. Those are installed answers. And the moment you accept an installed answer as your own reality, you stop being the architect of your life. You become the tenant. Today, we dissect exactly how this mechanism works, how it's reinforced, and most importantly, how to break it before it calcifies into permanent psychological infrastructure. Here's the mechanism. From the moment you're born, you're fed a set of assumptions about what reality is supposed to look like. Go to school, get the degree, get the job, get the house, get married, retire at 65, die comfortable. That's the script. And most people never question it because everyone around them is running the same script. But here's what behavioral scientists know, and what most people will never realize. A borrowed reality feels exactly like your own reality until you try to deviate from it. The moment you step outside the script, the moment you say, "I don't want this," the entire social structure activates to pull you back in. Your family asks what's wrong. Your friends tell you you're being unrealistic. Your colleagues call it a phase. This isn't a coincidence. This is a defense mechanism. The system protects itself by making deviation feel like failure. Most people never make it past this point. They feel the resistance. They interpret it as evidence that they were wrong, and they return to the script. But the resistance isn't proof that you're wrong. The resistance is proof that you were living in someone else's framework. And frameworks don't let go easily. Let me give you the clearest example of this. Think about your career. Not the job you have, the entire concept of what a career should be. Most people believe a career is supposed to be stable, linear, respectable, something you can explain to your parents without them looking concerned. But where did that belief come from? It didn't come from you. It came from a post-war economic model designed to create reliable workers for industrial corporations. The entire concept of career stability is a borrowed reality from 1950s America, and you're still running that program in 2026. Here's the part that most people find uncomfortable. The reality you're living in right now, your goals, your fears, your definition of success, your idea of what you're supposed to be doing with your life, almost none of it is actually yours. It's a composite, borrowed from parents, schools, media, peers, algorithms. And the reason you defend it so aggressively when someone questions it, the reason you get angry when someone suggests you're not living your life, is because admitting it would mean admitting you've spent years building towards someone else's finish line. That's not a comfortable realization, but discomfort is the price of clarity. So how do you escape it? You start by asking one simple question every single day. Whose reality am I operating inside right now? When you're scrolling, whose reality is that serving? When you're chasing a promotion you don't even want, whose definition of success is that? When you're defending a position you don't actually believe, whose framework are you protecting? Most people never ask these questions. Because asking the question means confronting the answer, but the men who do ask, the ones who are willing to sit with the discomfort of realizing they've been living someone else's script, those are the ones who actually build something real. Not because they rejected society, but because they stopped accepting borrowed realities as permanent infrastructure. They tore it down, and they rebuilt it from scratch. If this landed, if any part of what we just broke down felt uncomfortably accurate, I have something for you. It's a 13-page tactical dossier called Pillar 01, the Conversation Mastery Blueprint. It's about the exact psychological architecture required to operate from your reality instead of a borrowed one. The foundational principles, the behavioral frameworks, the cognitive infrastructure that lets you build from the ground up. It's free. It's in the description. This is the first document in the archive, the entry point. Access it. The archive doesn't wait.